Yo, welcome to another episode of Gaming with your boy, Mr. C. And guys, today I couldn't be any more excited because today I'm going to be reviewing the Xbox wireless headsets. Well, you see that? There's no wires there. It's magic. No, it's Microsoft's. But before I get started, I wanted to have two disclaimers. And the first one is there will be some brief nudity in this episode. I kid you. But first off, I actually paid full retail price for these, $99.99. Microsoft did not gift these to me. However, they probably should have. I would have wished that, actually, a lot. Secondly, I will be doing some slight comparisons between those and the PS5 3D Pulse headsets. But I'm not going to get really into the specifics between them because I believe we could all live in one harmonious 3D world together without fighting. And I will have the full review of these out next week. I actually just completely forgot to do it, so better late than never? I don't know. That's what I'm told. Alright guys, let's go ahead and grab these bad boys and let's talk about the build. These actually, I felt like are built pretty nice. They feel pretty sturdy. I don't feel like I'm going to break them or snap them in half. They feel pretty comfortable on the ears. They're pretty snug, and they're not necessarily noise canceling, but they're noise reducing. Right here, as you can see, you have the adjustment bar. And this is actually pretty tight. It's not, you know, I didn't feel like over time they're going to slip on me at all as well. Now, actually, as you can see here, they got the L and the R on the inside. They got the cushions. But one of my favorite parts, and you're probably going to laugh at me here, is that there's really two buttons. One of them is to turn these on and off, and you hold it down to sync it to your Xbox. The second one is there's a chat mute button. There's no other button here, and I'll tell you why I think that's so awesome. On these PS5 ones here, there's volume buttons, there's your monitor button, your chat, your game, and your mute, all on the headphones. So if you're wearing them, you have to memorize really where they are, and I often felt myself thumbing for those. Not a horrible thing or anything, I'm just saying that it's nice to have such simplicity. Now you're probably wondering, how do you change the audio? Well, it's very simple, guys. You just crank this bad boy up and down for your game audio, and you crank this bad boy up and down for the mixer of the chat and the actual game audio. So it's super simple, very easy to kind of pick up. I don't know that there's very many people out there, oh, how do I turn up my volume? But it's just simple while you're playing the game. Right here, you also have a light on your microphone, which you can dim on the actual Xbox console. We'll get more into that later on. Other than that, as you can see, it has the patented Xbox black and green with the divots, as you commonly see on the Series X. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the build quality. You'll notice that... Alright guys, so you're also going to notice here on the side that you do have a microphone that does swivel, and you can actually bend it in for a lower profile. It does not detach. However, you know, you do have that piece that you can kind of move around, so you can kind of get that better fit for your talking style, if you will. The Sony ones, if you've never noticed, don't actually have it at all. It's just built into the earpiece. Some prefer it, some people don't. Some people have that muffled because they talk too loud. Common problem with a lot of people. Been told that once or twice by myself. But you will also notice that it does have a USB-C charging port because it does have a rechargeable battery. It does come with the cord in the old box here. Once charged, you're going to get about 10 to 15 hours of playtime off of it. Now, one omission that you will notice on these bad boys, look at it at every angle, is that there's no way to actually plug this in to a headphone jack, which is, you know, pretty common. You know, it's even at the bottom of your Xbox controller here, which brings several points up for me. Number one, so you do connect this through Bluetooth. So anybody who is a multi-console or platform gamer as myself, these will work on your Xbox One, your Series X, your Series S, your One X, but they will not work on the PS5. Because these will work with anything that connects to a Bluetooth audio source. The PlayStation 5 does not support that. So if you were saying, hey, you know, I just want to get one headset for all my gaming, this is not going to work for you. However, these, because it does support that cord, I was actually using these on my Xbox until this came out because I could just plug this into anything with the headphone jack. It's not necessarily, I guess, Microsoft's fault because you can plug it into anything with a Bluetooth, but it is kind of their fault because they don't have that jack, which is a very simple and weird omission to me. I don't know if they did it for aesthetic reasons. I don't know if they did it for a cost reason or just to have these a little bit more secure from like spillage and things. It just was a weird omission. And then it's also weird that on the PS5 you can't use audio headphones, because I know for a fact you could on the PS3. So it's just weird to me. But one of my favorite features, if not my favorite feature of these headphones, is that it supports multiple Bluetooth connections. So you can actually connect your cell phone to these at the same time they're connected to your Xbox. So if you get a phone call, you don't have to change earphones. You can keep playing. If you want to watch Gaming with Mr. C, you can. If you want to go old school and kick it classic, and actually put these bad boys on and listen to some music while you're playing and just crank that up, you can do that. And that's really cool to me. And it may not be a feature for everybody, but the way I see it is I no longer have to do that hokey pokey with my headphones. One ear on, one ear off, because I get a lot of audio messages on my phone. I just keep them on and I'm ready to go at all times. If somebody calls me, I can talk to them right here with the microphone. If I want to listen to music, right here. If I want to watch my favorite YouTube channel, right here. And the cool thing is you can use this to adjust the volume of, hey, I want to listen to what's on my phone and crank it up, or I want to listen to what's the game and crank it up, or a blend of the two. So I think that that's one of the coolest features of these headphones. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm blown away by that feature, and I've used it all the time. Honestly, all the time, because again, I don't have to keep taking off my headsets. Alright guys, so as far as the setup of these, they're actually pretty simple. You hit this on and off button right here, which is actually pretty cool because it does the Xbox startup boot up sound in them. So they do have some of those cool UI sounds. I know a lot of people were getting a kick out of the Snoop Dogg headphones because Snoop would talk to you and stuff. So they do kind of theme it to the Xbox. But you just hit the sync button on these bad boys, and you hit the sync button on your Xbox console, and the logo flashes, and basically it just pops up and syncs right to them. Now, alright guys, so actually as far as sound quality goes, I watched a movie on it, I watched TV shows on it, I've used them on my phone for, things like YouTube, TikTok. I've actually even used them mostly to play video games, from everything from Stubbs the Zombie all the way to Hellblade, to things in between like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, Forza. So I did a lot on them. Obviously I think Hellblade is one of those better games, and even Shadow of the Tomb Raider, games that actually support that 3D audio, that Dolby Atmos. I was actually pretty blown away from playing some of those games, especially like Watch Dogs, where I can literally hear the drone of where it is and hear the electric cars whizzing by as this drone's coming overhead. I was actually really impressed with the audio. So on that note, it does actually support Dolby Atmos for headphones, it supports DTS-X for headphones, and it supports Sonic for headphones. Sonic is free. The other two, Atmos, you get a 6-month subscription with it. That and DTS are both under $20. I don't necessarily know that they're worth it. I personally enjoy them. I just don't know that they're worth it. Most people will probably tell you, it's hard to tell a difference between them. For instance, I kind of compare that to like buying Beats headphones or buying like AirPods. Beats are like very aggressive, bassy sounding. Like Atmos is probably got the best range of sound, whereas Sonic is more exaggerated, a little bassier, and then to me DTS-X is super exaggerated. But all three sound good. They just sound different. I don't know if you've had these 3D headphones. It's kind of like picking the the low, mid, high options on them. But what is really cool is within the system, if you could find it, it's a little hidden under settings, accessories, config these, you can actually mess with the equalizer, the mic on, mic light option, as well as being able to set these to where the mic is muted unless it's talking, or you can change the capacity at which you can hear yourself through the headphones so you're not screaming, which is actually a funny story because I know the engineer of these wanted that feature in there because he was tired of hearing his daughter screaming and yelling when she was playing video games. On top of that, one of the coolest things I thought is if you buy the DTS-X, app, or if you just download it, there's actually a way that you can actually move this cursor on an X and Y plane to kind of actually hear the sounds going all around you. So that kind of really shows you what these things are capable of. Alright guys, I gotta be honest with you. Overall, I was actually pretty impressed with these. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I think you're gonna be blown away with the sound quality, especially for you guys who have those $300, $400, $500 headphones. But I was certainly impressed with them, especially for that price tag. And along with that price tag, the level of detail that they put into these things, and the build quality, and the comfort level, and how clear the mic was. I mean, I used it on Call of Duty, I used it on my phone. You know, I'm a guy who has a 7.1 Dolby surround sound setup, and I would definitely recommend these, especially for the $100. And my favorite feature by far, and probably why I would choose to use these over my surround sound, is the fact that I can put these bad boys on my head and do dual Bluetooth, so I don't have to stop my game ever or do that hokey pokey thing. So I would definitely recommend these. Seriously. Seriously.
Gaming with Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C.